Disabled Beau White's life hadn't been easy, and when he became involved in a toxic love triangle involving his own father's drug-addicted girlfriend, a horrific death awaited. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it seems we have an unexpected guest at the door. Excuse me. Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting you here, so...
Oh, you might be wondering what on earth is going on. Why has the video stopped? Who is this ghastly man on my screen interrupting my episode of Classic Case of Murder? Ladies and gentlemen, before you make a premature exodus from this channel, no Moses, this is still a true crime channel where we will explore one murder at a time through the shadows of true crime. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I ask is please hear me out so I can be honest and truthful with you. Let me be emotionally available, as they say these days. Allow me to explain for all this sudden change. Natalie19658 says, great narration. Why, thank you, Natalie. You're such a darling. Here is some milk tray. Use your imagination to grab them from out the screen and pleasure your virtual taste buds with some chocolate. Worm Snake 1, you possess a wonderful voice and presentation style. Smooth AI, keep up the good work. Thank you, my good man. I salute you. James Holmes 6808, AI narration is coming on leaps and bounds. Most certainly, sir. We've got to be careful. AI might take over. Anyway, bots put me off and I never sub to the channels. Only watch a bit of this and it's so poorly researched and written. I am serotonin. Interesting video, but weird voiceover at the beginning and near the end. Is there any reason you use a bot for the first and last sections? Well, Sarah, let me be honest with you. No politician. I'm a cheap mother lover. I have a mother and I love her. I hired a AI voice. He was doing the job, but I had to knock him off. I thought I could be cheap and trick everybody into watching my videos using AI, get monetized and YouTube famous. But now, I've seen the error of my ways. I have rectified the situation and now he is sleeping with the fishes. No bears eye. And I know an overwhelming majority of my subscribers are ladies, and some gentlemen. And I wondered, why do women love crime documentaries so much? It's because if you could kill your husband or your partner and get away with it, you would, wouldn't you? Yes, wouldn't you, Margaret? I see you there. If you could pick up the butter knife from the countertop and slice open your husband's throat and knew how to get away with his murder, you would stick it in him, wouldn't you, Margaret? Slice him up like he was a piece of gammon. Anywho, we can have banter, read true crime, have a laugh to pass the time. So So, ladies, and some gentlemen, this is the part of the show where you can unsubscribe, give me the middle finger, and descend back into the YouTube algorithm, or you can stick with us to the end of this video and find out what led to the beheading of Mr. Bo White.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
You little shit. People, allow me to introduce myself. I am Bad Guy the Entertainer. I shall be your new host for Classic Case of Murder from here on out. If you're new or existing to this channel, pause this shit, get yourself a cup of tea, make sure it's Yorkshire, and come back and join me as we explore one murder at a time through the shadows of true crime. Imagine stepping into a small, quaint town thinking you're in for a quiet day on the job. That's what Sheriff Deputy Jamie Connor probably expected when he clocked in on April Fool's Day back in 2018 in Lerona, West Virginia. But little did he know, he was about to be thrown into a whirlwind of madness and mystery. No Scooby-Doo. Surrounded by mountains and lush forests, Lerona might seem like the picture-perfect, wholesome settlement, but scratch beneath the surface and you'll find a different story altogether. Ladies, there's a sinister side to this town. Please listen carefully. Sure, they might boast about their peaceful surroundings, but take a closer look and you see shabby housing, dwindling wages, and a population on the decline. It's a town grappling with its own demons, hidden behind a facade of tranquility. So picture this, it's barely dawn and Connor gets a call that will shake him to his core. A woman, frantic and blood-soaked, stumbles onto a local farmer's property, ranting about meeting Uncle Joe and talking to an imaginary daddy. The scene was straight out of a horror flick. Connor, accustomed to a mixed bag of call-outs, found himself face to face with a situation that defied all logic. A woman seemingly lost in a haze of drugs and delusion. She was flailing and yelling again, "Let me go get my heads." So people, let me make it clear, it seems like we are dealing with a crazy bitch. And I say bitch respectfully. When questioned about her blood-soaked appearance and the bloody glove, she initially claimed to have cut her fingers in the kitchen, but later asserted that someone had thrown her through a glass door. Connor promptly called for paramedic assistance, ensuring she was coherent enough to respond to basic questions regarding time and current affairs, including the date and the name of the US president, standard protocol to assess mental acuity. Discovery of narcotics in her possession necessitated a medical evaluation before proceeding with questioning at the police station. Despite her continued violent outbursts, Connor restrained her for transportation to the emergency room. Efforts to calm her and gather medical information proved futile at the A&E, prompting the nurse to request assistance from a duty psychiatrist. As the psychiatrist departed, the woman shouted, "Your head will be in my lap one day." Woo! Once the woman's identity had been confirmed as Reona Mills, a sometime entertainer at the Exposure Club, police were able to charge her with drug possession, obstructing arrest, and battering an officer. But even in her cell, she continued to bang the bars and scream about getting my heads. As Connor tries to piece together what's happening, he finds himself in the midst of a bizarre tale. The encounter with Mills set off a chain of events that would rock Lerona to its core. Ooh, people, it's getting spicy. It's spicy. Goddamn spicy. Yeah. Let's continue. But the madness doesn't stop there, people. Later that day, a chilling discovery sends shockwaves through the town. Whoa, a headless corpse. A bloodbath in the kitchen. Whoa, but it wasn't decapitation that had killed the victim. He died from a blow to the head and multiple hacking stab wounds to his neck, chest, and abdomen. A frenzied and rage-filled killing in which the attacker had persisted long after the victim's death. Wow! The beheading itself was messy and seemed to have been done with kitchen knives. Lerona's peaceful facade shatters, revealing a dark underbelly of violence and despair. The victim, identified as Bo White, adds another layer of complexity to an already twisted tale. People. The victim, Bo White, had his own demons to battle, a life marred by illness, dependency on prescription drugs, and trading pills for favors. But what led to his brutal demise, people? What made this bitch take his head off like it was a piece of Lego? No Ninjago. And what role did Reona play in this twisted tale? As detectives delve deeper into Bo's life, they uncover a web of deceit and desperation that adds another layer of intrigue to an already baffling case. Bo White met Reona Mills at the Exposure Club when she was dancing there and dropping it like his husband. She'd been his girlfriend for some years and the pair were well known in the area's drugland. Although the arrangement was never fully explained, it seemed that Jimmy White, Bo's father, had encouraged Reona Mills to party with his son in exchange for drugs. Jimmy justified his pimping as a win-win for the three of them. He and Reona would get drugs from Bo, and stay-at-home Bo will get sex. He would get that pussy from Reona. No meow. The actual discovery of Bo's body also proved puzzling. According to Jimmy White, he and Reona had gone to the Clover Lane house the day before to obtain drugs. White said he left that night and rang Bo the next day. When there was no answer, he called round early that morning and saw Reona's van in the drive, but no sign of her. Walking into a blood-soaked kitchen, he almost trips over his son's decapitated body, and in his own words, is too dope sick to call the police. Anywho, Reona Mills went on trial for first-degree murder because the court needed to establish whether she was mentally competent to take part and understand the proceedings. As the trial unfolds, more questions than answers emerge. Was Rona a pawn in a deadly game orchestrated by others? Or was she the mastermind behind it all? And what about her cryptic references to heads and partying? The courtroom drama leaves Lerona divided with whispers of conspiracy swirling around the town. In the end, justice prevails, at least according to the courts. Rona is found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. But amidst the verdict, lingering doubts remain. Was she truly responsible for her actions because people seems like she was off her rocks at the time? Or was she a victim of circumstances beyond her control? As the dust settles, Lerona is left grappling after Lerona is left grappling with the aftermath of a tragedy that will haunt the town for years to come. In the end, people, Lerona's tale serves as a stark reminder that behind the facade of small-town charm lies a world of darkness and despair. And as the sun sets another day in this troubled town, one can't help but wonder what other secrets lie hidden in the shadows. As Lerona struggles to come to terms with its dark legacy, one thing remains clear: the truth may never be fully revealed, but the scars left behind will serve as a reminder of the horrors that lurk beneath the surface.